Hello, Satish. What's going on? He's talking, I can't hear him.
Namaskar. Namaskar.
Oh, okay. Hi, Satish.
Hi, Vince. You made me organizer?
Yeah, yes. Okay, I started recording.
Okay. No, can you make me organizer, Vin? I don't think I'm
Okay.
organizer. Presenter, organizer.
Okay.
Anu is there. Indu is from India. Okay, that's the nice thing. Okay. Namaskar, Indu. You're from India? Hello, Indu. Can you hear us? No, I guess not. Okay, Satya is here. Okay. Okay, I guess, so let's start. Okay. Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Nishacharachamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Raman Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittalaya Sada Bhotame Bhorama Mamudhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Ayyan Rilrak Eyong Ayouch Hayavarat Lan Nam Jabanj Gadadash Jabagadash Kapha Cha Cha Tha Cha Cha Tav
Kappa Chata Tav
Kapai
Kapai
Shashasar
Shashasar
Al Itimash Sutrani. Okay. So Usha ji is here and Oni is here. Welcome. Swagatam. Sarvebhya Swagatam. I think Kalpesh are there, right? Must be Kalpesh. Because Wayne is organizer, I'm organizer. Must be Kalpesh, must be there. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. Padma ji just joined, I think. Okay. Kalpesh, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, namaskar. You can also record just in case, you can also record in case, just in case we miss anything.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay, so last time we were looking at this, actually looking at the prior page here last time, looking at Antoine page 83 we just finished. That was this page. We are bottom of this Nini Prakaranam, Nini. Just to refresh your memory again, we are talking about the Krut Prakaranam. We start from Ashtadhyayi about 3191, I think it starts. Krud a thing. Krud a thing. So in this third adhikara, this is the third dhatu adhikara. We have three of them. We have one starts in 317. This is dhatoho karmanaha samana kritika chayam va. So 317 is the first dhatoho. We have been through this many times, but it's worth repeating again because these are very important concepts. Sometimes are not made very clear. The second, that goes only for that one sutram, dhatoho. That's for the sun pratyaya. And the second one starts from this 3122, dhatoho ekacho haladehe kriya samabhihare yang. The yang pratyaya starts from this 3122. And that dhatoho goes actually all the way down to this 3190. And then from 91 starts second dhatu. When you're talking about the sanya, sarvadhatuka or ardhadhatuka, we have to take all three of these. The 317, then 3122 onwards, all the way up to the lasya adhikara. We go to that. We go to the, tingshit sarvadhatukam, ardhadhatukam sheshaha. That is dhatu iti vihitasya. So that takes all of these. But when you talk about kruda thing, it only is titiya dhatu adhikara. Only is because of this word tatra. This 3192 point says tatra upapadam saptami stham. Tatra means asmin tritiya dhatu adhikare. So these three sutras which I mentioned I think last time are very important. The 3192, 93, 94. And they will run throughout this third dhatu section. Tatra means asmin tritiya dhatu adhikare, upapadam saptami stham, and krud ating, then vasarupos priyam. These three sutras. So krud ating starts from here. So krud pratyayas. See, this is the pre-Paninian style of the Acharyas, is to use whatever the dhatu kru, whatever form it gave, that became the sanya for that particular class of terms. So krut itself is a krut pratyaya, like papa krut, dharma krut, So this krut itself is a krut pratyaya. So krut is a pre-Paninian term, like krud ating. What meaning are these coming in what dhatu? So that is sutram which I mentioned to you is 3467, where Pani says kartari krut. So by default, every krut pratyaya comes in kartari arthe, in the active sense. But that is overruled in in big chunks of this adhikara. So first of all, the very first section with krityaha, which starts from 3195 itself, is this kritya pratyayas are not kartari arthe, because below 3467 we got a couple of apavadas down there. Let's go there for a second. So 3467, this kartari krut, we have the 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, and someone up to the lasya adhikara. We have these different apavadas. And the one which is a tayoreva krityakta khalarthaha. So the kritya pratyayas, the pratyakta, and the khal artha pratyayas, they all come only bhave and karmani. That's one very big apavada for this kartari krut. So that's number one. Then the second thing, for the lach karmani cha bhave cha karmakebhyaha. So the lasya, I think Vain or Kalpesh, one of you is having, I think, some mic problems, I think. You want to mute yourself. Maybe Vain.
Muted.
Just mute yourself so that we won't have the line on the noise. Noise on the line. Okay. So lakarmani cha bhave cha karmakebhyaha means that the la adeshas, they can be either karmani or kartari or bhave also. So depending on the usage, so they can be in any one of those three. And and also, which we also saw, I think, 2 classes back, is the adhikara of from starting from 318, bhave and akartricha karake sanyaya. That runs all the way to this section from 3118 all the way down to, I think, from 3318 to 33, I think, 112. So this whole section again is taken out. So what do we have so far? We have taken out the krityaha, which is from 3195 to 132. That one is gone, because that will not be kartari. This 3318 all the way up to 33112 is gone. It will not be kartari. Then even this napumsake bhave ektaha, this bhave again 33114 is gone. And then even below we have the karnadikarana yoscha. These are all sections which have been taken out. And then also lasya adhikara starts from 3477. So that also is kind of gone. They can be in kartari or bhavi or karmani, depending on the vivaksha of the speaker. So that leaves us with only the remaining sections. In the remaining sections also I pointed out to you that in the 3 to 1 to 100 are only upapada samasas. Okay. I shouldn't say, what I should say is that the upapadas are defined there. Which dhatu can take what upapada and what pratyaya to form upapada samasa. That's the entire vishaya of the 321 to 32100. So even there, it's a kind of a, excuse me, let me just move this phone 1 second. So even there, it's a different kind of a topic. So we don't have to worry about that either. When we are talking about non-samasas, we don't have to go there. We don't have to think about that. So, but the important section is the very first part after the kritya pratyayas. When we come to the 3-1, krityas end in 3-1-132. And these two sutras right here, 3-1-133 and 31134, which gives 5 pratyas, okay, and they're all important. So mark these two as very important sutras, 5-star sutras. 31133, 31134, which is mainly what Antoine has given us, and mainly these 5 only he has given us. He's given us some samasa, but that's different. But non-samasa, standalone, pruthak padam, this is what has been given. What are they? First one says nvul trichau. So now that doesn't say this is any dhatu can take it. Sarvebhya dhatubhya, samanyena vihitau. But doesn't mean every dhatu, every form will be in usage, because you have to finally go for the usage. The Panini Vyakaranam is only to justify the usage that you will see. Then it's not really to create forms on your own, without having any pramanam. You should always remember that. The Panini Vyakaranam is not to generate forms, at will. It is only to justify forms. And of course, then if Shishtas use them, we can also start using them. It's like that. So Panini found that these nul and truch are used after many. There is no distinction, and almost any dhatu seems to be taking it. So he couldn't really put it down. Only these will take, these will not take. That's why he made a Samanya Sutram, nul truchau. So we got 2 so far. The nul, which is yuvar anakau, 711. So it will become the aka. And trich is only anubandha lope, tru, halantyam, tru. So these 2. And the next sutram is Nandi Grahi Pachadibhyo Lyu Ninyachaha Nini Achaha Yatha Sankhya. So Nandyadibhya Lyu. And then Grahiyadibhya you will get the Nini, and Pachadibhya get the Ach. These are all Kartari Arthe, Kartari Krit. So we got 3 more Pratyas now. But these are after specific ganas. But already Kashika, as I mentioned to you last time, the Pachadibhya is already approved to be a Akriti Gana. So you can always use the Pachad, if you don't find anything else, Pachadi Gana is a notorious Gana. You can always be used to stretch it to many dhatus, which may not be, Sakshadna Drishyante Gane. They're not in the Gana. But you can, from the Akritya Jnayate, from the usage, from the form you see in the language, you have to understand this is Pachadi. So many times the commentator will say Pachaditvarach or Pachadyach. So this Pachadyach term, you have to get used to that. What is Pachadyach? Is that last part of the Sutram 31134. Nandigrahe Pachadibhyo Ach. Also this goes to tell you that, this you can have technical terms which have different meanings in different contexts. So you can have Pratyahara Ach, you can have a Krut Pratyaya Ach, you may have a Tadita Ach. There might be different meanings, for this ach. Of course, here we're talking Krut Pratyaya ach. So that is kind of like a blanket rule anyway. Even though it says Pachadi, it really is extendable. So even the other 2, the Nandyadi and the Grahadi, they also kind of stretchable. Even a little bit less stretchable, but they're stretchable. Everything is all is going to be stretchable ultimately. So Nandyadi will take the Lyu. So again, yuvar anakau will take the Pratyaya. Ana, get the form Nandana. Nandana is one who delights, Nandana. So you have Nandana Vanam, that's the Indra's garden, is called Nandanam. So Nandanam, because it delights, it makes you happy. Then Grahi will get the Patya Nini, which is what we're talking right now. We'll get the form Grahi. Grihnati iti Grahi. One who takes, one who accepts, one who grabs, is Grahi. So if you see a Kudanta form, which is standalone, which is using the pratyaya, either this Lyu, which is Ana, or the Ini, or if you see the Ach, which only A is coming, then come to this Sutram, 31134. So that is this. So we got 5 pratyas already we got. We got Nul, Trich, Lyu, Nini, and Ach. So this is quite a lot, because that will cover many forms. So these 2 sutras alone will cover many of the forms you're going to see in Kartari Arthe. In the after dhatu. Of course, there are apavadas down here, which will have to. If these don't work, then you have to come. Let's take a word like Buddha. Just because I just happened to look at this next sutra mantra. Just quick example for you. Taking from Buddha. So how about Gita shloka? Anybody? From Buddha and Gita. Nateshu ramate buddha. Anybody? Nobody. Anybody? Buddha? I think it comes in chapter 4 and 5, I think. Nateshu ramate buddha. Ye sansashara bhoga dukkha yonaya evate adyanta kaunte adyantavantah kaunte nateshu ramate buddha. That's chapter 5. Let's go there. Let's inaugurate the Gita page, which is my favorite anyway. Chapter Nateshu ramate. Very good shloka. One of my favorite shlokas of Gita also. Yehi sansashara bhoga dukkha yonaya evate adyantavantah kaunte nateshu ramate buddha. So anything which is born of contact with the senses has beginning and an end. And there, dukkha yoni, it only has dukkha in the yoni. And the wise man does not delight in them. Let me see, I think it's 5th adhyaya only. Yehi sansashaja bhoga, dukkha yona evate. Here, I found it. Yehi sansashaja bhoga, dukkha yona evate, adyantavantah kaunte, nateshu ramate buddha. It's from Buddha. Buddhyati iti Buddha. This will be one who knows. But then, can we use any of our pratyas that we learned so far? We cannot. Because it will become bodhru. If you use trish, will become bodhru. If you use trish pratyaya. If you use the next one, the trish will become will become nul trucha. Nul will become bodhakaha, become bodha. Or it might, if you use the, become bodhanaha. Again, all of these may not be in usage. I'm just saying the form that we will get. We will get bodhanaha. Then we will get bodhi, right? We will get bodha, because if you use pachadi ach will do the upada guna. You get bodha. So all 5 will fail us in this instance. So we had bodhakaha. We had the bodhru, become bodha. Then we'll get so that's the nul truchau. Then we'll get when you get the nandya, liu, we get bodhanaha. Then grahadi will get the pratyaya nini, become bodhi, bodhin parivatikam bodhi. And then we'll get the pachadiyas will become bodha. The pachadiyas comes close, but doesn't give buddha. So that's when you need to go and find apavadas for this. So everything has failed us now. Clearly buddha says, vivekashali manushya, it says. It's clearly the doer. This is not a passive form. So we want kartaryarthe. So then what we do is that then you need to come. So try these 5 pratyayas first. If not, then you come. Of course, the next one, I'm looking at the next one right here. Igupadha.
Satishji?
Yes.
Although the meaning would be same for all of them?
All of them, the meaning is same. All
Same,
of them,
right? Bodhi also.
There is no, we're not talking about tachilya, we're not talking about anything like that. They're all the same meanings. As long as, of course, some of them you can also put a niche in between, but that's different. But the Shuddha Dhatu meaning will be the same in all 5. It all depends on usage, That's why we have so many forms available. Most of them will not be, many of them will not be in use. Because the form bodhanaha may not be in use, So, but among them, of course, the first 2 are kind of very common. So the bodhakaha and bodha will be, you can use. The next 3 you have to go by the usage. So we'll keep it like that. So, okay. So quickly go to the exception, igupadha, which has dhatu as ik as an upadha, which we do have, because in the Buddha we had upadha is u. So, so e ur. Then what does it take? Nya pri karaha. So janati is nyaha. This comes in Vivek Chudamani also. Adnyascha shuddhasanascha samshayatma vinashyati. Bhagavad Gita. Nayam lokosynapuro. Where is that? Niskam samshayatmanaha. Yoga sanyasta karmanam. I think same adhyaya, I think. Adnyascha shuddhasanascha samshayatma vinashyati. Same adhyaya. Good. So same sutram, same adhyaya. We got I think it's the same adhyaya. Adnyascha shuddhasanascha samshayatma vinashyati. No, 4th adhyaya, I'm sorry. 4th adhyaya, not same adhyaya. I'm thinking 4, I'm saying 5. It's 4th adhyaya. Adnyascha shuddhasanascha. It comes in Vivek Chudamani also. But the Vivek Chudamani is another one of my favorite texts. If you want to Vedanta, if you want to learn grammar, It has less, about like, I think 575 shlokas roughly, I think something like that, 600 shlokas. So, but this is same level of grammar. So these three, this Bhagavad Gita, of course, and then you have the Devi Mahatmyam, excuse me, also 700 shlokas, and then also Vivek Chudamani, also has about 600 shlokas. Both are about the same level. You can just practice your Vyakarana more at the same level. Okay, let me just find this one quickly and we'll move on. Adnascha Shraddhadanascha. By the way, happy Shivratri to all of you. Tomorrow, this is a good time. Talking about Shivratri, you can also try to read this Shiva Mahimna Stotram. It's a very interesting stotram which you have. It is actually, our Madhusudan Acharya has given a commentary on it, believe it or not. He is taking a Shiva para and he's taking Vishnu para also. So he takes the same stotram and he makes every word refer to Shiva and Vishnu. Amazing, amazing commentary, amazing commentary. Anyway, that also has a lot of Vyakaranam in that. So if you want to listen to Shiva Mahimna Stotram, please listen to it. Tomorrow is Shivratri, tomorrow night. Okay. Anyascha Shraddhadanascha. Anyaha. So, Janati iti jnaha. So, na jnaha iti ajnaha. So that's also in Gita. So that's also in this. And of course in Gita you have the word Priya also. So, Igupadha, Nya, Tri, Kiraha, Kaha. So, the Pratyaya coming is Kaha. It's not a Pani joke. It's not like what is the Pratyaya? Kaha Pratyaya. The Pratyaya actually is Kaha. So, Lashakvatadjite, Anubandha lope a. But because of the kit, you get the Kiniti iti guna nishedha. So that will do the job for us. Let me just, this is for last times. If you just take the dhatu buddh plus the pratyaya ka, it's very easy. There's going to be no, I'm sorry. Going to be no anubandha lopaya. So there's just, no guna, kiniti guna nishesha. You get the form buddha. Now, how about, let me see, anybody in the class can give me the answer to this, which we have done the sutram. You all know it. Let me see who can give the answer to this. How about this one? Same sutram. We want to get the form, yeah. What's the sutram here? Anybody? I think many of you, even in the last lesson itself, I think this one, we had this one. Nobody? We want the akara lopaha. No, Indu is raising her, okay. Oh,
Unmuted.
maybe she has the answer.
Is it
Indu, you have the answer?
Yachibam?
No, Yachivam only is, Swadhishutranamas. We are in Krutpatyasvani because we want the, good try, but we want the, if we are not in the Swadhishu. Yachivam
Okay.
is only when the Bhasanya has. The
Right,
Bhasanya, you can use Yashi teacher, you could have had that, but that
Yeah.
all only starts only when we have the Pratyaya starting from the Swadi. Swadi starts from 412.
Is it-
We are in the third adhyaya right now.
Is it
Ah,
Ato
but-
Lopa teacher?
Yeah, Atava Lopa teacher. Very good. Padmaji might also have it. Padmaji, you have the answer? Padmaji, you have the answer? No, I guess she raised her hand by mistake. Okay. Kalpesh is that. Atava Lopa teacher.
Okay.
Atava Lopa teacher.
What number is that?
6464.
6464.
6464. 6464. 6464. Atava Lopa teacher. It says Akarantasya Angasya Lopasya Ajado Kiniti Pratyaya Pare Athva Idado Pratyaya Pare. So, and this is
Muted.
Ardha Dhatuke. So, a section called Ardha Dhatuke. So, please practice the sutras so we can get Sanyaha. So, anyway, this whole thing I just started just to tell you how we have now the 5 main sutras to give us the Kartari forms, okay? The Nul, Trich, Nandyadibhyaha, Liu, Grihadibhyaha, Nini, Pachadibhyo, Ach. So, many times you will have in the commentary or in the bhashyam or in the tika they will say Pachaditvat, Ach, Pachadesi, Nandyadibhya, Liu. So, you should know where to come to, okay? If they don't work, come down to the upasarga which are down here. The apavadas which are down here. Okay, let's go back to our lesson now. So last time we talked about this grahadi, nini pratyaya we talked about. So I was thinking about this over the weekend, this form Mohini.
Unmuted.
Satish, there is a hand up.
Yes, Satya.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
regarding the linga of all these things, right?
Yes.
Is it by default? Is it pullinga always, or is it?
We see Visheshanam. They
Is
go
it
in all
Visheshanam?
go all three genders.
Oh, okay.
If we take when you have the word, when you say bodhakaha, it becomes bodhaka. It might become bodhakam. So they're all Visheshanams.
Okay.
If I just talk about this word Mohini, which is the Vishnu Avatara Mohini, right?
So,
Yes.
finish it. I'll ask for. I have a follow-up, but after the Mohini.
So Mohini is that Dhatu Moh, Satya Nini is coming. So one was the only other section which we saw last time, which in the Tachilya Adhikara we saw this Pratya Ginuch we saw that. So that one we are seeing last time. But that mainly is required when you have to get the Kavarga Adesha for the Chakara and the Jakara. So could be Tachilya. So if you check this one also, the Shamiti Ashtabhyo Ginan, Ginan I should say, Ginan. And then the whole list was given below that. All these dhatus can take Ginan. But I think Moha is not there. So Mohini, we have to, even though I haven't checked the dictionary, but we probably have to take it the Grahadi. So Grahadi will take the Pratya Nini. So Moh, and we'll probably have to make a Nijanta out of that, make it Mohi, and then make it Mohini. So Janan Mohayati, Daityan Mohayati iti Mohini. She deludes the Asuras. She gave the Amrutamul to the Devas. So that's what she's Mohini. So Mohini is a form which you can use to, to justify these. Just an example. Yes, Satya, the question you have?
So, so this usage in Antoine saying at the beginning of 131, it says primary suffixes forming agent nouns. So that nouns is not really nouns, right? It's adjectives. Or what?
Page 84 or 83?
83.
Yeah,
in the middle of the page.
I mentioned that it's adjectives.
Okay, even on the top, that primary suffixes at the top, 131.
Yeah, that itself is also adjective. Correct, you're right.
It's all adjectives, okay.
All adjectives, that's right.
And then if you go down to 3, these nouns are masculine, it says, for the upapada.
Yeah, they're adjectives. They're all adjectives.
Oh, okay, that's also adjectives, okay.
Yeah, so all three places, even the very heading, are they're adjectives. And then declension of these adjectives, even below he says, no, it's adjective there also, adjectives. And finally also, the masculine also make it adjectives, yeah.
Okay.
I think what happens is that sometimes you just say the word like karta, and you don't mention anybody else, but still the karta has adjective behind it, because the karta has to be declined. Why it didn't become kartri, or become kartru? Because it is adjectives. They are adjectives.
So you saw something like neta, you'd think that's a noun, but I guess it
can become netri.
Netri, because you can change form, that's why you're saying it's adjective.
That's it. When something can go in the same meaning, samana tishu lingeshu, then that's an adjective.
Okay.
It can go in the same meaning in all three genders, it becomes adjective.
Okay. So there's this argument that maybe it's not applicable here, but while describing ghai, which we didn't do, but I was reading a little bit on bhave, and they mentioned that, which was that they finally arrive at Shastriji arrives at ghai being pullinga shabda.
Yes.
Because he says that, okay, we have the striyam thin and napunsake bhavektaha. So the previous one should be, so ghai is pullinga shabda.
Or you can go Linga Shastra will say also. Linga Shastra mentions ghai is a pullinga shabda.
Okay.
I mean, they derive from these ways only, but they mention it there clearly that this ghayanta, the appanta, and the ajjanta is there.
Okay.
They are pullinga shabdas.
Okay, because he's the logic he uses there is like sort of process of elimination, because he says striyam thin is apavada and napunsake bhavektaha is an apavada.
Right, so that's the remaining has to pullinga, right?
So
either that or our default is pullinga. Maybe you can take it either way, one way or the other.
So that remaining being pullinga doesn't necessarily extend to this nal truchau and all those things.
No, they are not, because see here linga is not mentioned at all. See, linga is not mentioned at all in this context.
Right, but even for ghai the linga is not mentioned.
But below are mentioned linga for the others, right? See here no linga mentioned for any of these. No linga is mentioned.
But what is that scope of that argument? is only till the bhave akartarika.
No, what is happening is that in the bhave meaning, so
Uh-huh.
Panini has given a napumsaka form, he's given a Srilinga form in the bhave meaning only.
So it is within the scope of that anuvritti.
Of that meaning, in that arthe only.
Okay.
So if he had given maybe that this can be used only in Pullinga, then maybe you could use the argument here also.
Okay.
If you had given Kartari only Pullinga, Kartari only, if you had given that, then we could use that argument here also maybe.
Okay.
But in the entire in the Kartari Adhikari, he gives no linga at all.
Okay.
So that's why we cannot, jump to any conclusion what linga it can be. It can be, that means it will be in all lingas.
Okay.
So there in the Bhavi Artha, he gave linga, he gave Napumsaka and Srilinga. So that means default out to Pullinga. That's why we can try to use that over there.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. So we were on this page, we're at the bottom of this page. So this bottom of this page, we're only talking about the, mainly we talked about the Grahadi, and we also looked at the Ginan, because I think one of these we could not do with the Grahadi. That one was the, we look it up. I think we are looking at the Pravasin Shabdaha. The Pravasin Shabdaha, we have the, we had to go the Sutram 3, I think 3 to 145 we had gone to, because we could not use this one, because the specific sutra is there 3 to 140. Satya, the question again. Yes, Satya.
No, I didn't lower my hand.
Okay, let me do that. Okay, I got it. Okay, 3 to 145. It says, we did this last time. It says pre, means when the upasarga pra is there, lapa, sru, dru, matha, vada and vas. We got pravasin from that. So I think that also is tachilya, so it is one who habitually travels, is pravasin. Because we are in the section, that tachilya starts in the 3-2 towards that section. Let me give you the section for that. The from 134 it starts. Akvehe tat shila tad dharma tad sadhukarishu. That goes up to 178. So it means that either he's good at that, or that's his nature, or that's his dharma. That's what he does. Okay, so going on to the next page today, starting up. We have to now, so we saw those two. We saw the Grahadi Nini. We also saw the Ginan, which comes up to only those few dhatus, which Shamadhi, and the next sutram, which is the whole list, which again take you back there. So we looked at this Shamadhi Ashtabhyo Ginan, and the next list which we have, and then some below that with some upasargas, V and up and para and so on. Now he's talking about upapada samasas again now. We have not done samasas, but he's still mentioning them, so we have to deal with that here. Can be used with verbal roots preceded by a noun. What he means is some upapada is required there. It then conveys the idea of habit or repetition. That is the one which is called tachilya. And that sutram is, very important sutram. Supya jato ninis tachilye. It says, Mansam bhungte, he is someone who eats meat, non-vegetarian. It's Mansa bhoji. Satyam vadati, satyavadi. Then satyavadin, satyavadi. Then pranan dadati, pranadayin. Manohariti is manoharin. So this one is the sutram 3 to 78. Let's go there for a second. 3 to 78 is, as I mentioned already, supi. It doesn't have to be only karma. I think all the examples that he has given are karma. It doesn't have to be karma. It can be any supi, any. It can be saptamyarthe, panchamyarthe, dvitiyarthe. It can be supi ajato. So it should not be a jati vachaka shabda. Supi ajato. Ninihi tachilye. So when he habitually does that, we can use it. But very common pratyaya. You can get a lot of examples with this. You can say Veda Pathi, right? Veda Pathi. So Vedan Patati Tachilyena iti Veda Pathi. Somayaji. So Somena. See, this is Somayaji. Look at Somayaji now. you have surnames, a lot of priests are Somayajis. So Somayaji means that doesn't mean that he is sacrificing Soma, but it's probably Somena Yajati. Tachilyan is a Somayaji. So he conducts sacrifices with the Soma Jews. So that he becomes Somayaji. So it doesn't have to be in the famous Mayavadi. So that also is, this is Nistachilya. So that is a lot of examples. Kashika gives a couple of examples. Gives what does Kashika gives? Ushna bhungte, Ushna bhoji, so Shita bhoji. So that's it. That is what we have here. There are also a couple of, maybe there's one more sutra which you want to just take a look at is 3280 vrate. Maybe he has, see this 3278 says that he does this habitually. Means he does it all the time, he's doing it, as that's his nature to do it. But the vrate means that standila shayi. Standila means he sleeps on the ground. Doesn't mean he sleeps all the time on the ground. If he has to sleep, he sleeps on the ground. That's what it means. So vrate is slightly different shade of that. If he has to sleep, he sleeps only on the ground. So you can even say, shakahari. So shakahari. So shakahari means that, he always eats vegetables. Doesn't mean he eats vegetables all the time. If he has to eat, he will eat only vegetables, nothing else. So vrate also can be used. When this tachilya means doesn't habitually, doesn't have to have all the time, you say vrate, if he has to eat, he eats only vegetables. So that also is sutram. Sometimes if this doesn't fit, you can try this one also. There's some others also here which are, less common. But the main one is 3278. So if you want to just do the Vigraha Vakyam and the Prakriya just in detail. So these are Upapada Samasas. We have to start with some sutram in 2.1 or 2.2. This special case of the Purusha Samasas we're going to see in detail later on. And as I said to you, from 2.1, 2.2, 2.2, 2.2, goes to Purushas. In the last 3-4 sutras, Panini sticks in these kind of special Tatpurushas. And I think it's 2.2.19. So always start in some sutram in 2.1. When you want to do any samasa, nirnayaha or samasa vivaranam, always you have to start from 2.1, 2.2. So even though we are going to supya jato nistachili, we have to start from 2.1, 2.2.19. Upapadam ating. Upapadam we started with last time. Because generally you have the supa anuvritti going through the samasa section. You have to have one sup ready, another sup ready, then you can form samasa according to these rules. But here you don't have that. Because if you say ushna bhojan, you cannot be in the nini pratyaya unless samasa is there. Samasa cannot be formed until the sup is there. So Panini says when it comes to upapadas, you can form a samasa as long as the authorized upapada is there. With that dhatu, with the krut pratyaya, as long as the tinganta is not involved, you can form this samasa. You don't need supa for that. So this 2.2.19 really spawns into the entire section in that 3.2.1 to 3.2.100 is all points to this because upapadam is what's coming here. This is the same upapadam which is mentioned in that 3.192, tatra upapadam saptami stham. So this is what it's pointing to. It's pointing to this sutram right here, 2.2.19. So that's what is indicated by Panini in this 3.192. Tatra upapadam saptami stham. Okay, so these two are related to each other. So immediately you come over here, and as I mentioned to you many times, from 3.2.1 to 100 are the main ones, which is what we are right now, 3.2.78. So if you want to form the Vigraha Vakyam, again one more thing in the samasa, these are nitya samasas, which means that you cannot have sapada vigraha. Okay, Satya has a question now. Yes, Satya.
So this upapadam ating. What is the thing ating part?
Ating means that it should not be a tinganta.
Which should not the second.
I think what Shastri says is ating is a samasasya visheshanam. So because see normally what you have is that let's take another quick example, okay, just to get you used to. We are not done this, but let's look at the Krimadhara Samasas for 1 second, just to give an example. It says here, Visheshanam, Visheshana Bahulam, okay? Let's look at 3.1.57. So you can take an adjective and with what it qualifies and form a compound in various ways. So Visheshanam, Visheshyena Bahulam. An adjective with its qualifier, with what it's qualifying. So Visheshanam is the Prathama Nidishtam is going to go first in the Samasa. Like Shura Purusha, for example. In our present Sutra Upapadam, I think we only have the Prathama Nidishtam. We don't have Tritiya Nidishtam, we don't have. Upapadam with what? So then you have to go to the Samarthas Padavidihi. Samarthas Padavidihi means it, in all these samasa, there should be some relationship between these two words. Not just the vibhakti is matched, so there should be samarthyam should be there. Then what you say is that upapadam samarthena shabdantarena samasyate. Atincha samasa bhavati. Means that this upapadam will compound with another related term, not a sup. Samarthena shabdantarena samasyate. I mean, I'm making this up, so it will be, I mean, don't take this like as a gospel, but this is basically what it means, is that it will compound with another related term, as long as the resulting thing is not a tinganta. So that's what it means. Upapadam. And we'll see in detail when we come to detail to that. But I think it's qualifying the samasa. Yeah. Otherwise, it will be a tritiya anta, you see. See, if the ating qualified that the second point, it will be tritiya vibhakti. See, when we had Visheshanam Visheshena Bahulam, Visheshena, it compounds with the thing is qualified. The with. We don't have a with over here. We don't have with over here. So we have to make it as a Visheshanam for the samasa itself, resulting samastam padam. So it is not just the second part, it's the whole samasa should not be a tinganta.
Okay.
That's what this is. Okay, so that's so that one we have. So whereas to the Vigraha Vakyam, I want to point to one more thing. We'll not go too much detail. We just look at one more sutram which I mentioned. It's a Nitya Samasa. Nitya Samasa means Sapada Vigraha Vakyam na sambhavati. So you have to mention in, Anyaya Ritya Vaktavyam. In some other way you have to mention that. So this one says that we were 2219. So see Nityam, see 2217 starts, Nityam Anuvritti starts, Nityam. So Upapadamating. So this is also a very important point to note, by the way. If you want to learn Upapada Samasa, just go through the Bhashyam or the Tika, and whenever you see a Tingantam Padam being used in the Vigraha Vakyam, most of the time you know you have Upapada Samasa. Look at our case. We'll say what Ushnam Bhunkte Tachilyena iti Ushna Bhoji. So Bhunkte you will not have a Tinganta Padam in the Vigraha Vakyam unless you have Upapada Samasa. It's a very easy way to learn Upapada Samasa. You just look at the Bhashyam or the Tika or the whatever it is, and if you find the Tinganta Padam, you know you have Upapada Samasa. So that will be, keep it very nice and simple for us. As I mentioned to you many times, the way to learn this language is to read good books with good bhashyam on that, good tikas, like Mallinatha or Sridhara, Shankara, or you should have some good tika, Bhaskaraya. So when you have you have to learn how to think like the tikakara or the bhashyakara. So then you, of course, then once you learn that, you can do on your own. So let's finish this one now. So if you want to do the alaukika vigraha, so laukika vigraha means a regular language, So we say Ushnam. I'm sorry. Let me just put this phone away. I always forget to put these phones before the class, but okay, 1 second. Okay, so we can say Ushnam Bhunkte Tachilyena. That is, we say Ushnam Bhunkte. I think my typing is slightly better. Bhunkte Tachilyena. Yeah, Tachilyena Ushnam. Iti. say Ushna Bhojan. Ushna Bhojan. So that's what you will see in the Laukika Vigraha. Ushnam Mukte Tachilyena. Then the next one, if you want to see the Alaukika Vigraha, you will say like this. Again, you can convert this very easily to the Alaukika Vigraha. All you have to do is you say Ushna plus plus Bhuj plus Nini. That's what you will have. And you do, of course, use the Chutu Upadesh Ajana Nasika It, and become, that'll do the, you'll do the Pugandalugu Upadesha Gunaha, and then, just try and become Bhojin. In the meanwhile, you will get rid of this because of Supo Dhatu Pradipadika Yoho. Because you had the Sutram Krut Tadita Samasascha Pradipadika Sanya, and then the goes away by Supo Dhatu Pradipadika. Inside Pradipadikam, you cannot have a sup inside Pradipadikam. Supo Dhatu Pradipadika Yoho. We see all this in detail when we do samasas. So, but here we see in 2.4, the look prakaranam is in end of 2.4. They will have this sutram Supo Dhatu Pradipadika Yoho. So in every samasa we always use that sutram. I think it's 3.2.4.71. Supo Dhatu Pradipadika Yoho. Suppose you made the Pradipadika Sanya by Krut Tadita Samasascha, and then do the Supo Dhatu Pradipadika Yoho. That goes away, and you get the form Ushna Bhojan. So that's how, but that requires the Upapada to be there. Okay, otherwise you cannot just say Bhojan. Just Bhojan will not stand. So that's what Upapada Samasa means, is that you cannot have the last part standing on its own. Upapada is required for that. So, yes, Tata.
Yeah, so is it Ushna plus Nyas?
I'm sorry, Ushna plus which one?
Instead of in the Samasa,
Yes.
Alaukika Vigraha Vakyam.
Yes.
Will it be Ushna plus Nyas Shakti?
No, it's Ushnam Mungte, right? This is karma. Ushnam is Dvitiya Ekvachanam here.
No, but there's this Kartru Karmano Kriti.
What overrules that? Good. So what Satya is asking last time was telling you Kartru Karmano Kriti, right? But here we have a la adesha. Bhungte is object of bhungte. Object of bhungte. So therefore, Kartru Karmano Kriti, we are overruled by the na lokavya ityadi, right? So the 2369, look at that. Na loka avyaya la uka avyaya nishtha kalarthak tanam. So when you have any lakara form like Rama Sitam Pashyati, Hanuman Lankam Dahati, so any object of any lakara form will not be in the Shashti. It will go back to Dvitiya. It's object of Bhungte, which is a la adesha. So that pratyaya ta came in, the tiptaji lasya. So basically 2369 will overrule that.
Oh, okay.
69, yes. So that is the one. Okay, so that's the Alaukika Vigraha. Similarly, you can do in Antoine what he has given. We can do that. Nothing different. Just go through it quickly. He has given you what he's given only is the Laukika Vigraha. So you have Masa plus plus Bhuj plus Nini. Then Satyam is again Satya plus plus Vada plus Nini. Then he gives Prana. You can use Prana plus Shas. Because Pranan Dadati. So Prana plus Shas. Plus you can do that way. Then Manoharati, same thing. Manas plus plus Ru plus Nini. Become Manahari. Okay. So that's that. Then Satya, have a question? Satya?
No.
Okay.
No.
Hand, okay. All right, so that is one more thing I want to point out. Even though Antoine gives all examples only in the Dvitiya Vibhakti, doesn't have to, because it's Supi, any Supi. So when I gave you Sthandila Shayan, so then you have to use Sthandila plus Ni plus she. Let's look at that for a second. Sthandila shayin. Let us say sthandila. Sthandila. So can you use sthandila plus you have to use the saptami ekavachanam now, and then place use the dhatu she, and then use the same nini pratyaya sthandila shayin. Of course, here you'll have to do the achor niti vriddhi, then echoyava sandhi becomes shayin. So one who sleeps on the ground, again this is probably going to be more of a vrate. So he always sleeps on the ground. That's his vrata. That's the vow he has taken. So it doesn't have to be in the karma. It can be also adhikarana. It can be any other karaka. As I said, somayajin. Probably is going to be somena yajati somayajin. It just says supi. It doesn't say karmani. So this 3278 is supya jato. Any sup. Okay, so that's, I think, completes that section. And he's talking about the declension of these adjectives. I think that's sutram which Anuji knows very well. So Anuji, what sutram here? Let her say. Anuji, what sutram do you want to use? Anuji, you there? I guess her phone's not working. Okay. So the saucha sutram is when the su follows, you have to use the make the dirgha, right? So become the let's inaugurate our Kashika for today. If you go to Kashika, to use, by the way, I got a better Kashika from Kalpesh. I got to get used to that. We'll have a better version of this Kashika coming soon. 6.4.13. Look at that. So sau asambuddho parataha in han pushan aryamnam. So upadhaya dirgho bhavati. So dandi. So he's given the example. Any in pratyas, which we have that. So we're given ushna bhojin. When you have standila shayin, you just take the when you have the pratyaya su following, then becomes standila shayi, ushna bhoji. Otherwise samanyam it is shesham samanyam. Just add the endings. So it becomes standila shayi, standila shayinau, standila shayinah, standila shayinam, standila shayinau, standila shayinah, standila shayina, standila shayibhi, and so on. So that's where it'll go like that. So only the asambuddha sau. That's the only place where you will have the saucha sutram. Everywhere else is just add the pratyaya. And if it's going to be feminine, it will be standila shayini, janamohini. So you'll go the rinnebhyo nip. Rinnebhyo nip. We talked about last time when you want to do any if you want to use any word in Silinge, you have to pass it through the section of the Striyamadhikara. And there it has come from 413, Striyamadhikara starts. So no word can be used in the feminine gender unless it is passed through this section. Okay. It's like a computer program, you know. You have to pass it through the routine in order to be able to generate the feminine. So then here comes rinnebhyo nip, is anything ending in nakara, take nip pratyaya. So it'll become shani, sukhadayini, you know, so these words like that. Okay, hold on for 1 second. Give me 1 second, please. I'm sorry. Okay, so that's that. We are talking about that one. Now, the next section he's talking about is the ach. We already talked about the pachadi ach. See, he's mentioned that last in this section. The few roots, pach, etc. So chalati iti chalaha, you know. So like we say Himachalaha, right? Himachalam iti parvatam Himachalam. So na chalati iti achalaha. Achalaha is parvataha. It doesn't move. So achalaha is there. Then you have because sarpati is sarpaha, one who kind of glides along is sarpaha. Then divyati iti devaha. One who shines is a god, devaha. Charati iti charaha. A characharam, right? So chara and achara, moving and not moving. Chara also can mean a spy, one who moves around to get information. So that's the Pachadi Gana. This is the Akriti Gana. Because even Kashika says very clearly this is Akriti Gana. It's very widely used pratyaya is Pachadiyach. Many of these forms you can, so the moment you see a Kartariyarthe, which has done the Upada Guna, or maybe the ending Savadhatukarthako Gunaha, so you can come and see if Pachadiyach will work. So this one, if you look at 31134, go to Kashika for a minute, you will see that it says, it gives a lot of examples. How about the word Nadi? That which makes a noise, which rumbles along is Nadi. So Nadatiti Nadi, 134. Okay, so you see this word Nadi also is there, Nadat. Now the question is how it became Nadi. See how the word Nadi came, okay? Is what you should have is when you make the adjective Nada, Pachadiyach, Nad plus Ach will give Nada. But then it will not take the long E ending, it will become Nada. It will not become Nadi, because when you have the Strilinga, you should use the Ajadiyata stop. That's why in the Ganapatha itself, they put the word Nadat. Sometimes the Ganapatha also has it letters. So when you have this Nadat, this Takara will give you the Tiddhane, will point to 4115, and you're going to get the form Nadi. Because the Ta as an it tells you that you want to put the Pratyaya Neep in the feminine. And now you can use the Yashiti and make it Nadi. So Nadi also comes from Pachadiyach only. So the 4115, that musical sutram 4115, Tiddhane, Divyasajya Dajnai Matrach Tayap Thak Thai Kai Kwarapa. So all these pratyaya, but first one is tit, with ta as an it. This one, the ta as an it, tit. So that's why it is put in the Ganapatha. We have the it letter ta with nada. So this is the whole Gana, and look at what he says in the end. Ajvidihi sarvadhatubhya pathyante. So that means Akriti Gana. Pachadi Akriti Ganaha. Ajvidi sarvadhatubhya pathyante. So that is a very common pratyaya, very easy to spot. It has to be kartari, but it has to be kartari krit, not anything else. It has to be kartari. If it's coming, then you can come to Pachadi. There's given few more examples. Antoine has given. What are these now? Could we not use ach from the same sutram over here? Can you answer that for me? Because let's say this one now. With r, if you see that with a direct object, so karmani upapade, this is a hint for you. Karmani upapade, rudhatoho, ashpratyaya bhavati. Rogam harati iti roga haraha. Dukkha haraha. Sankata haraha ganeshaha. Right? So now, but then you have a word like haraha. Haraha is Lord Shiva, to Shivratri, right? So harati iti haraha. So papani harati iti haraha. One who takes away all your problems, all your sins. So now why do we need this sutram 329? Could I not just use my Pachadiyach and make the word hara, and then I say roganam haraha, roga haraha? Why not? Can anybody answer that for me? Why can I not use the Pachad? It's Akriti Gana anyway. I make the word harati iti haraha, and then I just say roga haraha. Okay. We have not done samasa in detail. I think the reason is that, because remember the 3-2-1 karmanyan. 3-2-1 says karmanyan. So an is the default pratyaya when you have upapada as a karma. So we need something to stop that. We could not use this pratyaya an, because when you have upapada samasa, we have to use karmanyan. So an is coming as a default. That will not get the form. It will become haraha, because an will do the acho niti vriddhi. Will get the form haraha. So we need to stop karmanyan with something. So that is why Pani says harater anujyamane ach. Anujyamane, when you're not lifting something up, like we become bhara haraha. One who carries weights is bhara haraha, not bhara haraha. Hara is to remove, not to carry and lift up. So anujyamane ach. So this was required because otherwise you would have been stuck with the pratyaya an. Karmanyan is the default. So we now go to 329, the dhatu rhu. So that's this is the Panini style, which you all know, right? That he'll put the utsarga on top, and below he will take away specific rule, which is very useful. If you know karmani, then come to karmanyan. Below we see the apavada for that. Harater anujyamane ach. Let's go there first. Let's go to our Kashika for section 329. So we are in the Upapada section. So there start Upadam Ating 329, and let's see what Kashika has to say. He says Anopavada. Even he says that Anopavadaha. It's apavada for the an. Anopavadaha. So harater dhatoho anujyamane vartamanat karmani upapade ach pratyabhavati. Udyamam utkshephanam means to carry, to carry up, to carry along. So amsham harati iti amshaharaha, rikta haraha. I think he's an heir who takes away the property, what is due to him, rikta haraha. So this is what this 329 is telling us. So we karmanyan would have been anpraptaha, tasya apavadaha is this ach pratyaha, and it's only haratehe. So rogam harati, again when you do the alokika vigraha, roga plus athva roga plus shas, rogan harati, rhu plus ach, you will do the sarvadhatuka ardhatuka yoho gunaha, uranraparaha, roga haraha, same thing dukkha haraha. The next one is even more interesting now. Look at this one now. The next one is dhatu arha. So nindam, what comes to Bhagavad Gita? Okay, this is very easy. Can someone give me a second adhyaya? I think many of you know, right? Second, Bhagavad Gita, second, give me an example of this. Arha, Upapada Samasa. Of Arha, Arjuna Vacha. Very first 10 shlokas, I think. No, not maybe like, 10 shlokas of Gita. First 10 shlokas. Come on, somebody. Arjuna says they cannot kill the Bhishma and Drona. They're worthy of worship. Cannot at least
Pujarha varis.
Pujarha varisudana. Thank you. Pujarha varisudana. Puja arhav. So puja, okay, Hindu is coming from India. Oh, I'm impressed. Yes, Hindu. Hindu, are you there? I think her phone's not working. Okay. I think she had the answer anyway. Okay. Okay. Now, so Puja Arha Varisudana. Now, that one is coming in the beginning. It's very, very, also another famous shloka of Gita. Arjuna says, cannot kill Bhishma and Drona because they're worthy of worship. So Puja Arhav. So Pujam Harati iti Arhati iti Puja Arhav. So here, let's see, what number is that, Kalpesh? Like 3, 2, second and like 5th or 6th maybe? Katham Bhishamam Sankhe. Yeah, here it is. Fourth shloka of chapter 4. Pujar Havari Sudana. So Puja Marhati. Now the question is here comes is why do we need this sutra at all? So sutra is this 3.2 right below that. Arhaha. Pratyaya ach comes after the dhatu arha. But the question is that even if we use the karmani an, even then we could have used the same, get the same form. Because the upadha guna is not there, because upadha is refa over here. So we would have had the same, we cannot, atopadha would not apply here. We have got the pujarha form with the an and the ach. Then why do we need this sutra? Anybody?
Satish, what is the provision of chakara, isn't it?
Chakara, yeah, the chakara is, I think, is probably Vedic for us, not for anything for us. It's also Visheshanartham. No, it could be Visheshanartham. That could be a hint for you. It could be Visheshanartham also. But I think it's going to affect the Vedics for us. But what could be the reason why it's used over here? Or could be for swara artha, could be, yes, could be a guess. What else could it be? It's the feminine forms. Remember that sutram which I just told you, the 4.150. Remember the sutram 4.115.
What about Adi Vruddhi? Anything to do with Adi Vruddhi?
No, adivrutti tadiseshu achamade.
Okay, okay,
It's
okay.
not tadiseshu. So
Okay,
vritti and guna will not affect here. But
okay.
this one is coming in the see tidhan so tidhani. So this what the pratyaya an is mentioned here, okay? So if you use a pratyaya an anywhere, if you want to make it feminine, you have to make it neep. Will become a e form. So it will become pujarha if you use the ach pratyaya. Become pujarhi if you use the an pratyaya. So and
Yeah, Kashika says Trilinge Vishesha.
Siringe Vishesha. Because what's the point in having this sutram at all? We don't need this, because if you go to this one, the 3 to 12 I think it is, right? So we should always ask this question. If the form is the same, why do we need this? We don't need this. But see what it says, Silinge Vishesha, as Kalpesh said, Pujarha Malaharha. If you want to get this form Pujarha, you will not get this form unless you somehow stop the an pratyaya. So this sutra is only made to get the feminine form correct. Otherwise you don't need, because the karmani an will give the same form. Because since we are ending in the conjunct, there is no guna vruddhi possible anywhere over there. So that's the next sutram, pujarha, gandharha, malhar. So one who deserves sandalwood, sandal paste, one who deserves to wear a garland, who deserves to have puja. So pujarha or sudana. Okay, that's the next one. And the last one I think Antoine gives is, now look at this one now. This is going to be a locative case. Adhikarane. Adhikarane shete, very famous sutram. Shayyam shete is shayya shayaha. Bhumo shete, bhumi shayaha. Now, here we don't have karmani, so it's not, karma is not involved. So the anuvritti of karma, we start from the 3 to 1, the karmanyan. It goes all the way down, but in the middle there are some apvadas for that. And this one is the 3 to 15. 3 to 15, adhikarane shete, very also an important sutram, 3 to 15. These are all small, special rules. Why special? There's only one dhatu we saw. See, 3 to 9 was only for dhatu ru, 3 to 9. 3 to 12 only for dhatu arha. 3 to 15 only for dhatu, the shi dhatu, shete. So this adhikarane shete. So let's go to that one for a second. And if you go for 3 to 15, we see that one, 3 to 15. So these are not very hard sutras if you get the, so supi iti sambadhyate. So only supi, not so adhikarane arthe when you have. So shete dhatu, so dhatu shi, the second gana shi. Adhikarane subandhupapade ashpatya bhavati. So khe shete khashayaha, gartashayaha. Where is from gartashayaha? Anybody? Gartashayaha. Anybody chant Vedas in the audience? Comes in Rudram. In the Rudram. Gartashayam Yuvanam. Gartashayam Yuvan. I think it's a 9th Anuvaka of Rudram. Next time you listen to Rudram, tomorrow if you go to temple tomorrow, you will listen to Rudram. And if you listen tomorrow night, listen to the 9th Anuvaka carefully. Towards the middle comes the word Gartashayanam. Gartashayam Yuvanam. So Rudra is hailed as Gartashayaha. Garta is like the cavity. So Rudra dwells in the heart. So Gartashayam Rudram Yuvanam. So this comes in Rudram, Gartashayaha. So this is what only for dhatu. See, this is, in fact, how Girishaha. From Girisha also in this sutram, by the way. I was talking about Shivratri forms are coming out. All the Shivratri forms are coming out now. So Girau, he says Girau Shete. So he is Girishaya. Should have been Girishaya, right? How became Girisha? Because Girisha is the form that they use, Girisha. So then you have the Vatikam by Katyayana. In honor of Shivratri, we can have that also. He says Girau Dash Chandasi. So when you have the Giri Shabda, and in the Vedas, instead of using this pratyaya ach, use the pratyaya da. So in the Vedas. So now anybody can compute for me what will happen when you pratyaya da when you use. Of course, I just gave you the answer because you have. So when it says Giri plus Ni, plus you get dhatu shi, plus da. So what is the it letter in the da? In the da, what are the it letters in the da? Anybody? It letters of da?
Dakara by Chutu.
Chutu, thank you. Chutu, anubandha lope a. So we have only a remaining. Now what happens here? How do you get the form Girisha?
Ditva samarthya labhasya
Very good.
pitirlopaha.
Abhyasya biter lopaha. What sutram is that? See in the Bhasya Adhikara, where sutram says tehe sutram come. In the Bhasya Adhikara, in 6.4.129 words, sutram tehe. So when you have, I think Indu's mic is not working, but okay, I think she can listen to me. Okay. So in the end of 6.4, you have the tehe. There's two sutras, tehe, tehe. Be very careful. So one tehe is when you have the dit pratyaya, which is what we have. 6.4. Again, so we'll be sidetracking, but since Shivratri is coming, we can do this one. It says the first tehe, this one, 6.4.143. 6.4.143. See, diti, anuvrutti of diti from the prior sutram is anuvrutti of diti coming from the 6.4.142 says tehe. So when you have a dit pratyaya and the anga as a bhasanya, then the ti bhaga will take lopaha. As Kalpesh said, we don't have the bhasanya. Bhasanya only comes swadishu sarvanama sthane in yachibham. Right now we're talking about 3.2.15. We cannot get bhasanya in the dhatu adhikara. Dhatu adhikara pratyas cannot give bhasanya to yanga. Only the swadishu from 4.1.2 onwards can give bhasanya. Then how can we get the ti lopaha? The way they argue is that the fact that Panini has put that does and it, every it has to have prayojanam. Prayojanam vina it na sambhavati. It's sanyana sambhavati. In fact, you have to remember this because sometimes even by the sutras, something may be an it. Prayojana abhavat it sanya nasti iti vadanti tajñaha. So they say that because this has no prayojanam, so there is not an it. It doesn't have prayojanam. So once in a while they will use an argument to remove the it sanya also. But here the only prayojanam can be the ti lopaha. So as Kalpesh said, ditkarana samarthyat abhasyapi ter lopaha. Even though the bhasanya is not there, they can be the only prayojanam can be the ti lopaha. So we do ti lopaha. And this is not, we can go to Kashika, we'll say that 6.4.143. So this is an important extension of that sutram 6.4.143. So even in the even in this one, she says diti abhasya api. Look at the last line. Diti abhasya api anubandha karana samarthyat ti lopo bhavati, which is what we have to use now. Because we don't have the bhasanya. We have this pratyaya da, which is krut pratyaya. This is not a swadi pratyaya. So this cannot get the bhasanya. So now we need to depend on the ditkarana samarthyam. So it says diti abhasya api anubandha karana samarthyat ti lopo bhavati. Achavantyadi ti. So that's how we forget the form Girishaha. By the way, it has two forms. If you look at the Shiva Namavali, the Ashtottara, there are two namas back to back. Namadvayam. So Girishaha, Girishaha. So Girishaha will be Girehe Ishaha, Girishaha. And for Girishaha, we have to use this one, this Vartikam. So Girishaha will be Shashitat Purusha, Girehe Ishaha. He is the Lord of Kailasa. And Girishaha means he rests on Kailasa. So Girau Shete iti Girishaha. Okay, sorry. That ends the Shivratri class. So going back to Antoine now, we are. So that's what. By the way, how about the form Shete? What does the guna in Shete? Anybody? Give me a sutram. We've done this in the class, book 2, long time ago. What is the sutram for that? How does the dhatu? Because see, when you take the dhatu shi plus the anu with the apanipada ta, of course you get the tita apanipadanam ter a. But then this, okay, Anu has the answer. Yes, I knew somebody has to have the answer. Yes, Anu.
Shing Sarvadhatake.
Very good. Shing is sarvadhatuke. What number is that?
7421.
Very good. 7431. Thank you. So that is the source. When this dhatu
21, I think. 21.
21. Yes, thank you. So good. So that's good. So that just to refresh your memory, because you should not get the guna, because this is a apit sarvatakam. Sarvatakam apit will do the guna nishedha. Nitvat bhavati. Kniticha guna nishedha. But as Anuji correctly said, it's 7421 for the dhatu, single dhatu shi. Because, shinga sarvadhatuke gunaha. 7421. So that's what becomes shete. So I think that ends this lesson. I mean, I think we are done with lesson. How about homework now? I think we are done. Let me just check the Antoine page. Okay. I think we are done, right? Yeah, because 3 to 15, I already mentioned that to you. Okay. Let's start the homework. Let's see. Anuj has a question? Anuj, you have a question?
Oh, no, such.
Okay, I see. That's the hand. Okay. So let's start. Who wants to do the first one here? Dveshaha kasyana doshaya, pritihi kasyana bhutaye, darpaha kasyana pataya, nonnatyai kasyana mrata. So what we want to do in the homework is that, of course we know the grammar is kind of a little bit easy for us now, but I want you to tell me by which sutram or by which vartikam do we have the Chaturthi Vibhakti? Or if we have the Upapada Samasas, by which sutram or vartikam are we doing the, what pratyaya do we have, and what sutram are we, otherwise the homework is easy, we don't have to, because, so what you have to tell me, what is covered in lesson, the Chaturthi Vidhayaka, sutram, or the Kudanta, Krutpatti Vidhayaka sutram, you tell me that, okay? So, Dveshaha is Prathama Ekavachanam, Kasya is Shashti Ekavachanam. When you have a pronoun, you have to ask who's behind the pronoun. So kasya janasya you can take. Janasya. Because it's not in the shloka. So samanyasya janasya, somebody's. Na doshaya. Na doshaya. Now what sutram vartikam can be used at doshaya? Okay, Anuji has Hindu also.
1416 Vartikam.
What did it say? What's the Vartikam say?
Tadarte, Chaturtya.
Chaturthi Vachya. Okay.
Can that be used?
Let's try that. Let's go to that one. I think Indu raising her hand, but I cannot. I think her phone is not working. Okay, I think she's in India. Indu, you can type on the chat. Okay, Indu, if you want to give the answer, maybe you can type on the chat so we can get your answer. Like we cannot hear you, so. Okay, but I'm glad you have the answer. If you can type on the chat, okay, Indu? Okay, 1416. Let's go to that, which Anuji mentioned. Let's look at that, 1416. Let's see, 1416.
Karaka starts from 1423, right?
So 1416 will be wrong. What sutra, Anuji, what sutra you want? That's the wrong number, I think, right? So Anuji, what number are you talking about, Anuji?
I thought it was 14. Wait, maybe I have to check.
Yeah,
maybe I gave the.
No, I know what thing you're talking about. I think you're talking about 2-3, Anuji. Is it 2-3?
Let me see here. Vartikam.
Maybe 2-3.
Yeah, 2-3. Yeah, 2-3.
2-3, yeah, okay. 2-3.
Yeah, 2-3. Yes.
2-3. Is it 13 itself, or is it on the
6?
I think 2-3, 13.
Or 2026? Could it be? No. Cannot be. Yeah, 2-3, 12. Vartikam.
13.
Is it 13?
Yeah, the very first sutra. We found it. See, it says here, Chaturthi Vidhane Tadarthye Upasankhyanam is what it says. Yupaya Daru. So what it means is that the wood is used to make is for the sake of making the yupa. Yupa is the altar in Vedic sacrifices. Kundalaya hiranyam. Hiranyam. So kanchanam. So gold is for the sake of making neck about the earrings. Randhanaya sthali. Randhanaya sthali is a typo by the way. Randhanaya sthali means the pan is for frying. Do we have that by the way? Can we use that here? Can we use that? So can we say that? Go back to Antoine's page. Can we say that the dvesha means hatred? Dhatu dvish. Hatred is for the sake of defect. Is that going to work? Do we have something better than that? See, this is in Karakas, you have to be ready to do some, it's not like black and white. Okay, I mentioned to that also. We are not talking about like sandhis or like subantas. This is like more like an art form, you know. So that's because how do you check, by the way? This is like as I told you also many times. This is like, you know, you're practicing law. So you have to take your example, see the example which the Supreme Court has given, and then see if you can match that. If you can match that, then you are done. So what Supreme Court here is the Ashtadhyayi. So then you go and see what it has given, and we just saw that. We saw that it says we have dveshaha doshaya. Can that be compared to this one yupaya daru or kundalaya hiranyam? Can we compare to that? Probably not, right? Because it is not like we are using, you know, dvesha is used for defect. It's for the sake of defect. It's not really like that. Can you find something else for me?
So what about Rudha, Druher, Isha, Surya, Arthanam, Yam, Pratikopaha?
No, we don't have, because yam pratikopaha. Where's the kopaha here? So it's not like he's hating. If you hate somebody, then that somebody will take the chaturthi. Like mitre bro dhriyati, you know. So he's angry with his friends, or he hates his friends, or whatever. But here it is dvesha doshaya. It's not like dosha is being hated by him. Any other try? So what else can we use? Okay, I think what we need to use. What else do we have that can be used? What is available, right? What's on the menu? Okay, let's refresh our memory. Okay, let's go to let's look at Shastriji's pages. Okay, and I'll ask you one by one if you can use those pages. Okay, so let's take. I think let's start from. Can we use Namaswasti, Swaha, Swadha, Alam? No, clearly not. Okay, Anuji I think has a Samadhanam for us. Yes, Anuji.
Could it just the regular 1432? Can we use that?
Sampradhanam?
Oh, that is just no. Yeah, no. Sorry, take it back.
We serve indirect object.
Yeah.
That's okay. So that will not because we serve indirect object of something. Of course, we cannot use Namaswasti, Swaha, so that we only use Namaha, Swasti, Swaha, and Alam. Alam means to be capable of taking care of somebody, dealing with somebody. So we cannot use that. So that one is gone. How about can we use, you know, what Anuji was saying, Sampradhanam? It also has a Vartikam on there, I think, but that also will not be used. Chaturthi Sampradhane, so that we cannot use. And how about can we use? I'm just going through our Shastriji's pages, okay? Can you find something for me that we can use? Can we use the, no, Alamiti, this is also not, that's the same sutram which we talked about. That we cannot use. How about the next page? Can we use Ruchi Arthanam? Nah. You see, when you like something, you know, so you say Modakam Mayam Rochate, so I like Modakas are pleasing to me. Dharer Uttamaranaha, no, it's only when you lend money to somebody, we don't have that. Spruhe Ipsitaha, no, I'd use that. Krudha Druha Irsha Suyarthana Yam Pratikopaha, you cannot use that. Gati Artha Karmani, we don't have Gati Artha, we don't have, we cannot use that. Okay, how about the next one? Tadarthe Chaturthi Vachya, we tried that. Kundala Hiranyam, I don't think it works that well. It's not like Kundala Banane ke liye Suvarna. It's not like we have, Dvesha, for the sake of Dosha. Okay, so this one didn't help us. This is what I think. This is my samadhanam. Okay, look at that sutram. I think if I give you that, you'll tell me what it is. Okay, let me supply that. In the example, can we supply the word kalpate? So doshaha kasyana doshaya kalpate. So hatred. For whom does hatred not lead to sin or defect, to a fault? Priti kasyana bhutaye. For whom does, affection not lead to glory? Not lead to, be conducive to. Kalpate, you supply kalpate. There's no dhatu in this sentence. So you have to supply somebody, something. Sura saying, Bhavati, you can say kalpate. Now can you tell me what can we use now? There's a Vartikam. We need to look at the Vartikam. And there are two main sutras. When you want to search for Vartikams, there are two main sutras, which I think we already looked at. One is the, which gives the Sampradana Sanya, and that one is the 1432. And then the other one is Chaturisam. So 1432 is one place to look for Vartikams, and then the other one is, 2313. I think Lalitaji, got the answer, right? Lalitaji, you got the answer, right?
Yes, I think 2313 is what I was seeing here.
The Vartikam.
Yeah.
It's Tripti Artha Nirdesha. So it says Kripi Sampadyamani Tripti Paktavya. So Mutraya Kalpate Yavaguhu. So when barley is conducive to urinating. Ucharaya Kalpate Yavaguhu. So when you have barley, you can pronounce well. You can chant nicely. It says Kripi iti Artha Nirdesha, which is also very important. Now we don't have the word Krip over here. It says Artha Nirdesha. Mutraya Sampadyate Yavaguhu. Mutraya Jayate Yavaguhu. So you can say Jayate Bhavati. So I think that's the Vartikam that we want to use. Is to use the Klipartha, means it's conducive to, is favorable to. Yes.
What exactly is the meaning, Satish? I still haven't gotten. Dveshaha kasyana doshaya kalpate.
So for whom does hatred not lead to sin? Means it does for everybody. This is a rhetorical question, So means for everybody, for everybody.
Kasya doshaya dveshaha na kalpate.
So dveshaha kasyana doshaya kalpate. So for whom? So for whom does dvesha not lead to dosha? Means for everybody it leads to dosha.
Right. Okay.
That's what it means. So Preeti is the same thing for the remaining ones. So that's going to be the homework exercise. Okay, you have to go through these Vartikams. Of course, a lot of them are easy for us, but some of them are a little bit tricky. Let me just cover the 3 or 4 which I find a bit tricky. Okay, the first one I think which Anuji already mentioned is the 1-4. That 1-4 I think is 32. Let's look at what does that require for us. Let's be clear in our mind what we have at our disposal. And the meaning is a little bit overlapping is there. So let's be careful of what we have. So what does that say? Karmana. She says karmana. So it means there should be an object which is intended for somebody. So an object should be intended, not anything else, not an action, not something in the prathama. It should be a karma. It should not be a karta. So karmana yam abhipraiti sa sampradhanam. Again, here already we've done the extension because some people say sampradhanam is, anvitartha sanya. Means that, when we get it includes only a dhatu da only. Because it's a brihati sanya sampradhanam. When Panini puts his long sanya, it becomes anvitartha. Anvitartha means you should take the meaning, means only that one it will take. It has in it, the meaning of the sanya is in the sanya itself. Not like bha or gu or gi, all that. So when you say sampradhanam, you have to look in that name, it has the meaning for that. So from that they conclude it can mean only dhatu da, but then we can extend that, So for any dhatu, when you say gurave patram likhati, so he writes a letter to his guru. Now the object of writing is the letter. as intended for somebody. So when the object of an action is intended for somebody, the object, okay, not the action itself, then we can use sutram karmana yam abhiprayati sa sampradanam. In our example, we had no object. We had dveshaha, we said doshaya. So there was no karma involved. So we could not use this. So this is the main one we use when there is an object, and it's like the secondary object is taking, which Antoine very nicely mentioned, is taking a Chaturthi Vibhakti. So that's number one. Okay, so keep that in mind. In that there is a Vartikam. So let's go to that one now. So 1,432. So we have a Vartikam. 1,432. We have Vartikam. And in that he says, Kriya Grahanam api kartavyam. So this is the second one, okay. First one is Sutram itself. Then this one says that Kriya Grahanam api kartavyam. So Kriya api yam abhiprayati sa sampradanam. So that which is the object of which is the intention, purpose of the action itself, should also take samprasa. Should also be called sampradanam. So he says, Yuddhaya sannayyate. So he gets ready for war. So he is getting ready. He's getting all prepared for war. There's no object over here. We didn't have any karma. We could not use a sutram. So when you do an action for the sake of something, that action that something also takes sampradanam. So far we got two things, by the way. We got the karma of a verb, which is intended for somebody, or we have the action itself intended for something. That also is sampradanam. We could not use in our present example, we could not use this because we didn't have any action there being done for the sake of something. We don't have that. But keep that in mind. We're going to need that. Okay, we're going to need that. So let's go to the which Anuji pointed out. Let's go to 2.2313 and the Vartikam which we tried to use over here. Let's just keep that in mind. The Kundalaya, that one is that Chaturthi Vidhane Tadarthya Upasankhyanam. So now what do we have? We have two, this is not in Dvitiya, it's in Prathama now. Upaya Daru. So there is one thing which is meant for another thing. One thing which is meant for the purpose of another thing. That's what we have. It's not an action. It is a item. It's a thing. It's not the object of a verb. So you're not talking about secondary object over here. We're just saying Kundalaya Hiranyam. So that the gold is meant for the Kundalas. Chandhanaya Sthali. So that's the third one. So first one we had the object of a verb. The secondary object went in the Chaturthi. So the primary object is meant for somebody. Like Brahmanaya Gam Dadati. So he gives a cow to a Brahmana. So the object was cow, went to the Brahmana. Second one we saw is that, Yuddhaya Sannayyate. He gets ready for war. Third one we saw is Kundalaya Hiranyam. This is the object which something is meant for another thing. And of course the one that we really used over here was the Kriptyartha. When dhatu krip is there, krip means which is conducive to, which is favorable to, which leads to something. So when that is there or when it is implied, because see now what's different between these two now? This is Upaya Daru, or this is not like the gold leads to Kundalas. No, the gold transforms itself into Kundalas. So we cannot, this Kriptyartha is not involved over here. So that's all, but in our case it's not like we have, what example did we have? We did not say like the dvesha is transforming itself into dosha. No, the dvesha leads to doshas. So so that's what we have. So keep these 3, 4 in your mind, and as we go along, I'm going to ask you, which one are we using? Of course, then we have that was the Namaswasti, etc. That one we will be using that. So on the 2, 4, 13, and the one important there is that in 2, 3, 13, I think below that we have that Upapada Vibhakti. That one we have Namaha, Swasti, Swaha, Swadha, Alam. This Alam means that is, means in the sense of Prabhu, means he is capable of dealing with somebody. He's fit, he can handle somebody. So Mallaha, Mallaya, Alam. So one wrestler can handle another wrestler. So we can do that. So that is, and of course Vashat. So Namaha, Swasti, Swaha, Swadha, Vashat. So that's what we have to use. So let's go through the homework and keep this in mind. You tell me which one we have. This one we already did now. All 4 places we had the dhatu krip or samanartha. We can say dveshaha kasya doshaya na kalpate na jayate. We can say sarvasya doshaya jayate iti arthaha. So hatred is conducive, leads to, defect or sin or shortcoming for everybody. And then remaining are the same. Priti, kasya na bhutaye. Na bhuti means like being like vibhutaye. Bhuti means like glory. How would the word bhuti in Gita? It's in a very easy place to find. How the word bhuti in the Gita? In this sense. I want the word bhuti in the Gita in this sense. Glory. After I tell you, you are going to say you know it. After I tell you, you are all going to say I knew it. What's the last shloka of Gita? Yatra yogeshvaraha Krishna, yatra pasadhanurdharaha, tatra shrir vijayo bhutir, dhruva nitir matir mama. Oh, Indu had the answer, but her phone is not working. Oh, chapter 10. Lalita is chapter 10? Could be there also.
Yoga. What is Vibhuti Yoga?
Vibhuti is a special manifest, special glories.
Okay. Okay.
That also we can use, but I want the word bhuti.
Okay.
Vibhuti also is good, correct, good. That's also a good one. So yeah, it's the last look. I'm thinking maybe there's the last one of Gita, right? Is the yatra yogeshvaraha Krishnaha, Krishno yatra parsudhanurdharaha, tatra shrihi vijayo bhutihi, dhruva nitir matir mama. So wherever Arjuna and Krishna are there, you'll have all these things, So the bhuti is mentioned. Anyway, so bhutaye, so kasyana bhutaye. So affection, for whom does affection not lead to glory? Well-being, bhutaye. And Lalita, another question?
Sadeshji, so pritihi, bhutihi, these are all the striyamtin, right?
Striyamtin, yes. Pritihi, bhutihi, striyamtin, correct. They're all striyamtin. And this is bhavartha only. Okay. Affection, glory. So, of course, the bhu, little bit extended meaning. Bhu is to be. It means to be well, be well. Darpaha, dhatu drup. This is going to be most likely ghai. These two, dvesha and darpaha, probably ghai only. Definitely ghai, because they are also bhava. Drup is to be proud, So, kasyana pataya. So, for whom does arrogance or, haughtiness not lead to downfall? Pataha also is ghai. Pat plus the do atopadhayaha. Pat plus ghai. And then you have na unnatye kasya namrata. Namrata is humility, Namra. Dhatu nam is to bend. So namra is bend. So namrata is bending downness, means humility. Unnatye, unnatihi. So this also is striyamtin. Natihi dhatu nam become natihi. 6437 nakar lopaha. So you get so humility. For whom does humility not lead to, what should I say? Unnati is like rising up, lead to again well-being, doing well. Unnati is rising up. So that's the advancement, you can say, unnati, advancement. So for whom does humility not lead to? So all these places use the same vartikam we are using. So the klipti arthes. But it was good revision. Let's do the next one now. But the vibhakti, I think you all got. Dvesha is pratama ekvachanam, kasya shashti ekvachanam, doshaya, pataya. They are both the chaturthi ekvachanam pullinga and the bhutaye, unnatyai are both the stilinga chaturthi ekvachanam. Priti is stilinga ekvachanam prathama. Namrata also same way. Darpaha is pullinga ekvachanam. Okay, now angena gatram nayanena vaktram nyayena rajyam lavanena bhojyam dharmena hinam khalu jivitancha na rajate chandramasa nishacha. Okay, so angena sitya ekvachanam, angam like vanena, gatram prathama ekvachanam. So we have all these pairs now. we have a pair of Tritiya with Prathama Vibhakti there. So Angena Gatram, you have to supply everywhere. Angena Heenam, Gatram na Rajate. This, and Khalu. So this Heenam, Khalu na Rajate. You have to supply it in all these places, okay? So Angena Heenam, Khalu, Gatram na Rajate. So the body, which is, or a body part which is bereft of, devoid of some limb, doesn't look good. Raj is to shine, to shine, to look. Na shobhate, doesn't look good. Now here, by what sutra are we using Tritiya Vibhakti now? We use Chaturthi all the time. How about Tritiya? Can you tell me what sutra are we using to get the Tritiya? The Tritiya, when you have Tritiya, when you have Karanarthe, we have Tritiya when we in the passive form, when we have the Anabhita Karta, when we can have Hetau, we can have Tulyarthe, we can have Saharthe, we can have. Now what sutra are we using to get Tritiya over here?
Is it Hetu?
No, Hetam is on account of. So account of, how can we say? On account of a limb. No. So what can we use? Anybody? So when you want to use any vibhakti in this language, you have to find some sutram in 2.3 to give you the answer. Of course, the 2.3 will lead to 1.4 to get the sannyas, but you have to ultimately point to some sutram in 2.3. Make this a rule now from now on. When before you bring any supratyaya, you open 2.3. There are only about 70 something sutras there. And you tell me which sutram are you using for that. Of course, when you practice, it will be very easy after a while. But right now, let's practice. Angena Heenam. Okay, 2 hands up. Okay, oh, very good. Sanuji? Yes, Sanuji.
Is that 2.3.20 where it talks about Angahinam? Yena Anga Vikara.
Let's look at that one. Let's look at that one. Can we? Okay, you know what? I will, first of all, let me work. How about the next one? How about Nyayena Rajyam? That will not work there, will it? No, and we can.
No.
No, but let's go there. It's okay. It's a good try. It's okay. Doesn't matter. What number is that? 2.3.20.
Yeah.
Let's try that. I think Lalita ji had the same one because her hand went down, so I think she had the same one. So it says, what example does he give? Yena angena vikritena angino vikar lakshyate. So he says akshna karnaha, but the word, it's a vikaraha drish lakshyate. We don't have vikara here. Because you should have like karna means he's squint, or it says kanjaha means he's lame. So panina kuntaha means he doesn't have one hand. So we need some vikara vachaka shabda there. We don't have that. So he is lame by one leg. But the word lame is there, or the word squint or whatever is there. Or we have another word. So now we need that word to get the use sutram. So the Supreme Court will say no for this.
Satishi, is it Kartru Karana use Tritiya and this being the Karta, Gatram being the Karma Rajate in Samanadi Karniyam with the Karma?
Say it again. We are trying to use in the Karanartha. Which are Karanartha?
Karanarthe?
So who is the Karta then?
No, Karta. Anga is Angena Gatram Rajate.
Okay, let's try that. Then can you make it active for me then? If it's passive, can you make it active?
No, it cannot be. Okay.
It will not be. It's a good try, but it will not be good because, and also Rajate is an active form, right?
Active form, yeah.
Anybody else?
Gatram Rajate.
This is how Karakas are, We studied Karakas, right? The last month we did Tritiya Bhakti, we did that. We need to fit something, We need to fit some sutram here. Okay. Okay, this is the answer, I think. This is my answer to it. I think what it is that, in fact, how about a Bhagavad Gita shloka for that? Okay, let's go to Gita, right? Gitayaha Sharanam Vrajama. Gitam Sharanam Vrajama. Let's go refuse to the Gita. Chapter 6. Chapter 6. Very interesting shloka there. Let's look at chapter 6. As I said, if you can get every vibhakti in the Gita with the sutra, you will be a vibhakti samrat. You will know all vibhaktis very well. We have to do some homework for that, and just keep on chanting Gita. And every vibhakti, when it comes to your mind in the Gita, you should recall the sutra in 2.3 for that. Okay. I think I found it. All right. Tam vidya dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga sanyitam. Sanishchayena yoktavyo yogo nirvinya chetasa. Look at the samasa. Dukkha sanyoga viyogam. Interesting very term here. So the viyoga is called yoga, as Krishna says. The viyoga is called yoga. So this viyoga of the dukkha sanyoga. So dukkhena sanyoga. So dukkha sanyogena viyoga. So the disjoining of the attachment to sorrow, of joining with sorrow, that is called yoga. Tam vidya dukkha sanyoga yogam, dukkha sanyoga viyogam, I'm sorry, yoga sanyitam. So this is called as yoga, which is the viyoga with the dukkha sanyoga. A lot of poetry going on. But now if you look at this word viyoga now, and Shankara will say in the commentary, says dukkha sanyogena viyoga. Now how do you get titiya from that? Okay, I think what is happening here is that, when you use the word saha, you say putrena saha mata gacchati, right? You can say putrena vina mata gacchati api. So putrena sahita mata gacchati. So putrena asahita mata gacchati. So the saha, when you can twist that and make it vina also. Means to go with or without. So na saha is, you can use na saha. So without that also you can say. So that with or without. In fact, is another sutra which gives the word vina also. Maybe you can also use that. There's a word which is in 2.3. You have the word vina. We see prutak vina nana vistutiya anyatarasyam. So vina is being given here. So the word vina is there. Or you can say the saha also can be used in the reverse to get the vina. So then this is a pretty common form. So whenever you have something which says with or without also, without is negative of with, So so that sutra in shloka in Gita, when you can say dukkhena saha sanyogaha. And sanyogasya abhava viyogaha. So dukkhena saha sanyogaha. And then you can say sukha sanyogena saha. So as you can say abhavaha. So sanyogasya abhavaha viyogaha. So that's how you have to. I think this is one way you can use it. So now we can use that in our homework today. I know we're taking a lot of time for homework, but this is what the class is for. Because otherwise, if I just give you the meaning, we can go very fast. But we want to try to pin down, something which you have learned. So angena heenam gatram. So angena asahitam gatram. So which is not with the which is devoid of. So the body which is devoid of a limb does not look good. The remaining are easy now. So nayanena vaktram. So nayanena heenam vaktram. So a face which is without an eye. So khaluna rajate. Definitely doesn't look good. So nyayena rajyam. So a kingdom which is without ethics doesn't look good. Lavanena bhojyam. That we all know, right? So food without salt doesn't look good. So lavanena vina annam gomayayate, they say. It becomes like gomaya. So it becomes very bad. So bhojanam. So lavanena. Now how about the form lavana? Can anybody explain lavana? What we learned today in the class, lavana. What sutra I want to use for lavana now? So the more sutras you learn, at every word, you have to stop and say what sutra is required for this word. But we learn in this lesson only. I'm not being quite fair to you. So Lavanam, what sutram do you want to use? We just learned today. Dhatu is lui chedane, which bites, which cuts. Remember which I told you? The pachadi, grahadi. I'm sorry. Liu. So lunati ti lavanam. It bites through your wounds, It cuts through. So Lavana also is a daityaha. Lavana was a demon also. He used to cut everybody. But in the Puranas. But Lavanam, so there's this, as I told you in the beginning of the class, you keep these sutra in these two. Nul Trichau, Nandi Grahi Pachadibhyo. So you got Nul, you got Trich, you got the Liu, Nini and Ach. So we had the Liu, we had Ana, Lavanam. So Lunati ti Lavanam, that which cuts through. Okay, anyway. So Lavane.
How did we get the Natvam there?
It's a good question. That's homework for you, Kalpesh, homework for you. Find sutra for next time we get the Lavanam. In fact, I should give you good homework here. I think my guess is that it is in the Gana itself. Let's look at that. Give me 1 second. If you go to that sutram, what's that? 31134 is it? Let's see. It's a good question because how we get Nattam over there? Let's see the Lavanaha. Nipatanat Natvam. Look at that. That's the answer for you. Nipatanat Natvam. If the Gana gives Lavana as a ready-made word, so when this Liu comes, Natvam comes with it. So it is Nipatanat. It's only Nipatanat Natvam. That's a good question though. How we got the Natvam over here? This Nipatanat. Okay, so Lavanena Bhojyam, Lavanena Hinam Bhojyam Khaluna Rajate. Dharmena Hinam Jivitam. So life without dharma doesn't really look good at all. Then Chandramasa Nishacha. Chandramasa Hinam. A night without, like maybe today, right? So night without the moon doesn't look good. So that's the way you have to supply this Hinam and Nakhalu Rajate in all the places. And the church, they can be supplied, they have to be one for one. Chandramas Pratipadikam and Nisha is the Stilinga Ekavachanam. So you have Tritiya, then you have the Prathama, and then you have the Hinam. Okay, so how much time we have? We have 10 minutes. Okay, let's try to, give me a sutra. I want to give me the sutras for this, Let's do this. Let's just go through the Chaturthis, and let's go through the sutra and we stop for today, okay? So, and then we come back and finish them next time. It'll be pretty fairly straightforward, because otherwise the grammar is kind of easy. Okay, Yaha parebhyo asuyati, parebhya asuyati, saha atmane drujyati. It's pretty straightforward, right? So we have this rule which we saw. Who wants to give me the answer to that one? We have asuya and druh. Which one do you want to use? I think somebody already told me before, right? Druha.
Yeah, Kruda Druha.
Yeah, what number is that?
1437.
1437, thank you. So which one does that give? Is that it gives the
Asuya Arthana.
Asuya Arthana. Very good. 14. I'm sorry, 13. I'm sorry. 14. 1437. Okay. So we got Krudha, Druha, Isha, Asuyarthanam, Yam Pratikopaha. Okay. So it says that, so that's what we have. Is what the one that you hate, or the one that you're angry with, or one that you're jealous of, the one that you're finding fault with. So these Yam Pratikopaha will take Chaturthi Vibhakti. So that's the one. And then, okay, so that's the 1437, as Kalpesh correctly said. So he has here Asuyati and Drujyati. How about the next one? Prasadam Sharanaya Gatanjanan Raja Abhyanandata. So Prasadam Sharanaya Gatanjanan. So Sharanaya. Now what sutra can we use for Chaturthi Bhakti over here? Which one can we use? Can we use the Sampradana with the very first sutram, Karmanayam Vipreti? Can we use that? We cannot, because here we have the karma is, is prasadam gatanjana. So prasadam. It's not like yes.
Is it gatyartha karmani now?
No, because then becoming prasadaya it will become. Prasadaya gatan.
Okay.
They are going to the palace to seek refuge.
Okay.
So that will not work. Who wants to give me a sutram here now? We already went through all of them, right, earlier today. Which one we can fit over here? Anybody? See, what we have is that, let me give you the meaning. The king kind of congratulated the people who had gone. Abhinandat. Abhinandat means to kind of, to congratulate or to gladly approve of something. Those people who had gone to the palace for refuge. I think we can use that the kriya. The kriya has been done for something. So Sharanaya Gacchati. Sharanaya Gacchati. So he goes for refuge. So can this be comparable to the example Yuddhaya Sannayate? He gets ready for war. Or even, so can we use that? He goes for refuge. So Yuddhaya Sannayate, Sharanaya Gacchati. I think they're pretty close to each other, right? So he goes for refuge, he gets ready for war. So an action is being done for the sake of something. So this Sharanaya is the aviprayatam of the kriyayaha. Kriyayam aviprayati tamupi sampradanam. That is the vartikam on that 1432. Let's look at that for a second. So I think we looked at it today. I think we need some practice with these. We'll practice the sutras. For the next class, we'll need to practice these a little bit more, so we can get used to them and these vartikams. They're a little bit tricky because the meanings are sometimes. See, kriya granam api kartavyam. I think that's what I'm trying to use here. Api kartavyam. So kriyaya api yam abhiprayati sa sampradanam. So yuddhaya sannayate. So he gets ready for war. So I think we can probably use that. Is sharanaya gacchati, prasadam gacchati. Actually, in defense of Panini, I want to mention one more sutra which I think will work, but people don't give attention to that, which I mentioned to you I think last time. Is this one, this is my, I'm sorry, 2-3, I think 2-3-14. Let's try that, 2-3-14. Okay, when you have a tumun pratyay which is being suppressed, then Panini says that you can use a chaturthi. So for example, he gives the example pushpe bhyo vrajati. So he goes for the sake of flowers. Means he goes for the sake of collecting flowers. Pushpani chetum vrajati ityarthaha. So he goes to collect flowers. Now, can we use that here? I think we can use that. When you say sharanaya gacchati, sharanam praptum gacchati. So we can defend Panini. We don't need the vartikam. We could have used this one also, I think. So I don't think we need to turn to the vartikam, but people mostly use the vartikam, so I'm using it. But we don't. I think Panini is okay because we can use this one like that. Many of the uses can be justified by this sutram. If you have this is an object which object of tumun is being suppressed, then the tumun is being suppressed, we can use that. So we can say sharanam praptam gacchati. So sharanaya gacchati. That also I think is correct. That's my interpretation. So this is how these karakas are in art form. This is not black and white. You can use 2, 3 because all depends on usages. However, time is almost up. We'll come back to it next time again. However, muktaye sujanaha ishwaram pashyati. This is also a bit confusing to me now because, okay, which sutra do you want to use here?
Mukti praptam bhujayati.
Now I spoiled you again. Okay. Okay. Muktim praptum pujayati. So that you can use that. What if how about if you don't use that one? Then what do you use? It's the same. Kriya yam vipreti. Kriya yam vipreti. So he says muktaye pujayati. So the kriya, the avipraya of the kriya is the mukti. So he worships the Lord for the sake of liberation. So the action of worshipping is done for something. The action is done for muktaye. So we could have used that same vartikam we could have used on 1432, yam avipraiti. Kriyaya yam avipraiti tadapi sampadanam bhavati, sampadana sanyam bhavati. So you can use the kriyaya api yam avipraiti. So can we compare with yuddha sannayate? How about this one? Patye shete. She sleeps for the sake of her husband. Very graphic example. But it says, so he worships for the sake of liberation, or to get liberation. So he gets ready for the sake of war, to fight the war. Maybe that might work because it is pujayati muktaye. Now, I think we stop with this. Some time is almost up. Now, Shastri Ji gives a different thing, which is I don't know how to justify that. Look at what he says. Muktaye harim bhajati. Same example, right? He says harim bhajati muktaye. Antoine says Ishwaram bhajati, muktaye. Same thing almost. Now, what does he say? He's saying this is going to be this Tadarthi Chaturthi. Now, I never want to say Shastriji is wrong because I'm very bhayam jayate. I'm very afraid to say that. But how do we have that over here? Because look at for example, it says Kundalaya Hiranyam. Okay, fine. The gold is for the sake of making the earrings. Randhana is thali. So this thali is the pan is for frying. But we don't have that. We don't have a vastu. He says koi vastu hai. Where is the vastu over here? When something is meant for something else, for the purpose of something, and then we have this Tadarthi Chaturthi. But we don't have that. I don't think do we have that? If he had said Bhajanam Muktaye, then I would say, okay, Bhajanam Muktaye. Even there I would have said, Kalpati, or I would have said maybe even, leads to Mukti. See, the prior examples are directly, it is meant for that purpose. So the wood is meant for the yupa, the gold is meant for the earrings, the pan is meant for frying. But here, I don't see the way it's given, but because even look at the example he gives below. This is also the example he gives below. Vidya vivadaya. So for the Durjanas, their knowledge is only for arguing. Dhanam madaya. So for an evil person, his wealth is only to make him more arrogant. Shaktihi paresham paripidanaya. So his strength is only to trouble others. Khalasya. That's for a khala. Sadhoho viparitam etad. But for a sajjana, it's the other way around. His vidya jnanaya. So he gets knowledge from that. So he says dhanam danaya. His money is for giving charity. And shakti is rakshanaya. So he uses his strength to protect others. This is subhashitam. And then Manu says ratrihi swapnaya. So the night is for sleeping. Then karmanam cheshtayai ahaha. So day is for conducting activities. So here all we have something which is meant for something else. But when we say muktaye harim bhajati, where do we have something? We have this bhajati. Looks to me like an action is being done for something else. So but anyway, think about it since time is up, okay? So we'll stop with this. But you have to think about this Shastriji's vachanam. It is anivaryam. We cannot just say it's wrong. So any other book I say is probably wrong. But I don't know, maybe it's in the wrong place, or maybe I'm missing something, because where is the vastu over here? Okay, let's stop with that. We'll start with this next time. Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Abhiyata Nishacharachamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Rama Nasti Paranam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittulaya Sada Bhautume Bho Rama Muddhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Sri Rama Nama Varanana Om Namaiti. So the class is over. So maybe you can just, I want to talk to Satya about something, about some question. But if you want, you can sign off, or if you want to stay back and listen, that's fine too.
Okay.
So when you stop the recording?
I'll stop recording.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop recording. We'll just
Yep.
take some
Okay.
questions. So, yes, Padma, you have a question? No. Anuji?
Yes, Satyajji, this na saha, is that a logical conclusion or is that in the grammar rules?
You have to do a samadhanam, right? Because you can say, so we can say saha means saha, so means sahita. If you can say sahita, right, means you can say sanyoga. And when you say na sahita, you can make it, viyoga also.
Okay, all right.
That's all I'm saying. When you say, so when you say putrena viyogaha, you can say like that, right? Putrena viyogaha means you can say kind of separation from the son. You can say putrena sanyogasya abhavaha, right? So it is absence of company with the son. And then once you do that, then you can say then you can justify triti by saharthe.
Okay.
That's what it seems to me, because I don't see in a sutram unless you use the vina and to use that. That also could be.
Right.
Vina could be you, but that it doesn't say arthe over there. If you look at sutram, that vina, na, what number is that?
Yeah.
That's the, what number is that? That's the 2, 3, 2, 3, a little bit low, right? It's 2, 3, 32. Okay. So now if you go 2, 3, 32, there, I don't see the, it only says, Pruthak vina nana iti etaihi. That's all he says, yoge.
Satiji, the Kashika in 2319 says vina api saha shabdena bhavati.
But that means saha is understood.
Understood. Yes.
Means saha is understood. But still we need saha, some, and it can also be a paryaya shabda of saha. That also is saha arthe. It can be sardham, sakam can also be used. So then sanyoga also can be used with saha, right? So putrena saha sanyogaha. See, if you say putrena viyogaha, this is what I would do. Putrena saha sanyogasya abhavaha. So like Kalpesh said, saha can be dropped out of it also. That Kashika says already. So putrena viyogaha equals putrena saha sanyogasya abhavaha. That would be the way I justify that one.
Okay.
Somebody is laughing at the back. Either Wayne is laughing at me. But if you have any samadhana, I'd like to hear it. If you have any samadhana, let me know. But I don't find any sutram to do that. I think it is fine. I think it looks okay.
Yeah.
But, okay.
Thank you.
Anuji. Thank you. I think I will talk to Satya for something.
I think Padma has a question, Satish.
I think because yes, Padmaji, you have a question? Padmaji? I think by mistake she doesn't have anything.
Oh,
Padmaji,
okay.
is there?
I don't hear her, so his...
Yeah, maybe her mic is not working.
Yeah.
Anyway, Padmaji, you can type your question if you have a question on the chat or on the question thing, okay? Happy Shivaratri.
Okay. Happy Shivaratri.
So you can, the class is over. I want to talk to Satya for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, all right.
So Satya, we're talking about this. Satya, you there?
Yes.
Okay. So talking about the Parandhama.
Right.
I came to this Parandhama. I was chanting this Lalita Sahasranama Stotram and I saw the Parandhama over there.
Okay.
And there, these two comments are really, going